Hi everyone, my name's Kristen and this is Friday Sews. Thank you for joining me today. As always, Friday Sews where we talk about anything to do with what we're up to for the week. If you follow along the hashtag, you will find everybody else that's on YouTube doing the whole Friday Sews thing, which is really great fun. I've made a few new friends this week through the Friday Sews hashtag, and I encourage you guys to all jump on board there and look it up. I had great feedback from last week's episode. I think you guys just enjoyed the little informal chit chat about what I've been up to in the week. It's been really warm here. We've had about 3 days over 35 degrees, which is very warm. I'm not really a beach babe that lies out in the sun all day, even though we're in a warm climate here. I tend to melt very easily, and I would prefer to keep in the shade any day. But I must say I am looking forward to our little beach trip away, but I'll be making sure the sunscreen comes out, the hat and everything else, because although I do love a dip in the beach, in the water, I don't like getting burnt. So I'm really looking forward to bringing you guys on that trip. So what has been keeping me busy this week? I have done a lot of sewing this week. I've really found that after having being ill the week before and having a week off, I've really enjoyed the sewing, just going with the flow and really picking what I want to sew. I really enjoy that when you've got that range of patterns and fabric there, and that you can just sort of take it wherever it leads you and sew what you feel like. It's a really great privilege to be able to do that. If you do follow me on Instagram, you would have noticed a dress that I put up last week, and that's the Pattern Emporium Follow Me wrap dress. This dress, I had actually seen it for a while on there, and I loved how it looked on Mel, and the picture that I think it was a zebra print that really appealed to me. And I didn't have many sleeveless dresses. You'll notice I've got my Semeco dress from Pattern Union on here today. I've made 2 of these and I've already worn them this week. I wanted some more simple singlet style dresses, and even venturing into the shorter knee length style dresses because of that heat. So I really loved how it came up. I made it in this really fun graphic print from Lincraft, like an ITY jersey that I actually scored on a sale. I think it was like $6 a metre, so I grabbed about 4 or 5 metres back then, a few months back, and I've made quite a few things out of this. Love the simplicity of it. I really wanted a sleeveless dress because of the heat, but I also love the fact that it's a wrap front dress, but it's really well sort of covered. It crosses over to each side, so you're not going to be flashing anywhere. It's not going to unravel or come open because it's actually sewn up to the waistline. So you've got quite a good coverage there, and you also had the option of putting the ruffle around the hem, which I loved. That sort of flirty kind of remind me of the flamenco style skirt, but absolutely love it on. A lot of you guys really loved it. I made a tie to go around the waist as well, and you just made the top simple because I wanted that fabric to sort of speak for itself, and with the frill I think it really gave it enough. But these comfortable style jersey dresses, they are just what I'm really wanting to wear at the moment. The comfort and ease of wearing them, but the simplicity of the sewing them as well. And I found the length of it was really good for me. It comes sort of just below my knee, so not too short and daring, but enough that it's if it's a hot day and you're going to feel cool and comfortable. I think you could really do a lot with that as far as dressing it up or down. And there's also options to put different sleeves, so either a flutter sleeve or just a normal short sleeve or long sleeve or the sleeveless. So really happy with that dress. I just think it's really pretty and fun. Another make that I really needed was a new nightie, and I made the Helen's Closet Luna tank, but I lengthened it into a nightie. So this pattern is a free pattern. If you're not familiar with that, there are a short crop version and a longer version. I looked at the length and shorten line, which if you split the pattern apart, you can lengthen it to whatever length you want. You need to make sure you do that from that middle section, not at the hem, because it's a nice sort of rounded hem. You don't want to ruin the shape of that. So I think I added 15 inches to mine to make it just to the knee length, just below the knee. And I made it in a really nice cotton linen jersey from Spotlight on the clearance rack, and it is just a dream to wear. It's so comfortable. I need quite a few more of these in the drawers here for our summer nights. We've had a few really warm nights, so it's been really lovely to wear. And I just think like even a soft bamboo jersey would be perfect in that as well. The new patterns that I also bought this week, as far as downloading and printing that Luna one out, which you can also all go and do that for free. Check out the link below if you haven't done it. I actually really wanted to get the free pattern from Starlike. The free pattern this month is there's two. There's either the Nina cardigan, which I loved that cardigan. It's one of my top cardigans. I wear it to death. Because I already had that, I really wanted the Pixie woven dress, which is a new pattern from them. I think it's a really pretty dress, really fun and flirty as well in a woven. I've got quite a few wovens. I could quite easily whip that one up. I think I would get quite a bit of wear out of that one too. I love a little flutter sleeve as well. So really excited to make that. It's quite a fun looking little dress. And I also bought the Evie knit top, which is just a basic singlet high-low style top, which I'm really looking forward to making that up as well. And also I wanted a plain knit t-shirt pattern, but very basic and more fitted. And I really love trying different patterns. I've got quite a lot of t-shirt patterns, but I'm always looking for different styles to wear with different things. This one I wanted to wear with the skirt I'm intending to make next week. That is the style like, the name's, I've forgotten it now. It's got the frill around the bottom. I'll put a picture if you haven't seen that. I wanted a more fitted t-shirt to wear with that. So if I wanted to tuck it in, I could. I didn't want an oversized kind of top, so I think that one will come up really nicely. The Ashton top, I downloaded the expansion pack, which you can get sleeves. There's about 4 different types of sleeves. There's long sleeves as well and flutter sleeves. I really love that top. It's one of my favourite tops, the Ashton. The fit of it I think is fantastic. So wanting to try the different sleeves out just to give myself a bit more of a range of tops. I said I'm low on tops at the moment, so I'm wanting some woven top patterns in a simple style. So that is about as simple as you can get. And a really nice deep faced hem as well on the bottom. It just gives it that nice bit of structure. So yeah, that's the next on the list. So through the week I've done a little bit of cooking. I've picked our apricots that the birds were just about ready to eat them all. I've picked quite a few, so I picked apricots and plums and I made some jams. Yeah, they've come up really nice. I love the apricot jam, and it's always the first fruit to get eaten on our trees. The birds seem to just love them. So yeah, we've got about 3 jars of jams from each fruit, so that's really nice to have in storage as well. And the nectarines are all starting to ripen up now, so that should be about another week away. And I was in the mood to do some cooking. We made a really nice black forest cake. I didn't have any liqueur that was suitable for that, so I used the cherry juice and added a bit of almond essence, and that gives it that really nice cherry flavour to soak the sponge with. My youngest daughter, Lily, is nearly 13. She is the chef of the family. She loves cooking. It's her passion, baking, especially baking cakes and things like that. So I always get her to help me out there. And that was my hobby when I was that age as well. I love making cakes and sweets and cheesecakes and that type of thing. So she's got that from me. It's nice to have a few different hobbies going as well, even though we love sewing so much. I love my sewing. I can't live without it. It's nice to sort of switch off from one thing and work on another thing. Now, I found a couple of new YouTubers which I'm really enjoying watching, going back through their episodes. The first one I found is Stephanie Farrell, and she's from California in the US, and I love watching her episodes. I found her through Friday Sews hashtag, and I've been going back through a lot of her older episodes, and also love that she is into the whole camping and caravan restoration side of things. We used to have a caravan a few years ago. We got to the stage where the 2 younger ones didn't really want to come away anymore. They get to that kind of teenage years, and it gets quite congested in a caravan. We used to take all 5 kids away. We would have an absolute ball, and then it starts to get a bit too compact in the van, but we had some great memories. We've travelled around a lot. We've been over to Tasmania on the Spirit of Tassie, camped over there. We've done most of Victoria, a bit of New South Wales and a bit of Queensland as well when they were all younger. And would love to take that up again one day when hubby and I are able to, when the youngest 2 get old enough to kind of leave on their own. But after watching Stephanie's restorations of her beautiful vans, it's just made me kind of get that bug again to want to go away camping. But I think just the 2 of us together would be really relaxing. It used to be a lot of work taking 5 kids away camping. It wasn't that relaxing, but you do have some great memories of what you used to get up to with the kids, and taking them and showing them around. And yeah, it's really nice to remember. But yeah, something on the cards again one day. I won't count it out in the future. I think it'd be lovely to be able to travel around Australia and take that up again someday. So Stephanie, I'm really enjoying watching her sewing. She's got some fantastic tutorials on there. She really is like just watching a best friend and having a coffee with a best friend and having a catch up and a chat. And she actually reminds me of one of my friends, just her mannerisms and the way she talks. She loves a chat, and yeah, it kind of feels like I'm with one of my good friends there. And yeah, I'm really happy with finding her channel. I think she's very inspirational as well. And she's 61 years old. She looks so young. She's a grandma as well. Another wonderfully creative person I've found is Frugalissima, and she's actually, she's followed me for quite a while on YouTube and always writes lovely comments, and I love watching her channel. She's a highly creative person and puts so much detail into her beautiful sews. So if you are interested in following Sam over at Frugalissima, I will link her channel as well, so you can go and follow along with her journey as well. I love the fact that she tries to sew on a budget as well, but she seems to find these amazing fabrics that really bring out her personality and her colouring, and yeah, she's got gorgeous style there. So yeah, head on over to her channel and follow along with her. I've also haven't read books for quite a while now. One of my beautiful followers has actually recently emailed me and let me know of a few of her favourite novels that I think she noticed on my Q&A episode, my Get to Know Me episode, that I'd listed my favourite Aussie authors. One was Belinda Alexandra. She does historical fiction, but really interesting author. And there's also one called Natasha Lester, who I am loving a lot of her novels as well. But she actually sent me some great suggestions. And I'm also just currently in the process, my daughter and I both got a Kindle each. We decided it'll get us into more accessible reading. And I just think it's fantastic to have that just specifically just for my books. I know a lot of people use their iPads to read on as well. But I didn't want to really use an iPad. I just find that having a specific Kindle that just to download your books on is just so accessible and handy. And really, you do have just so much to choose from. It can be quite overwhelming looking through the amount of Kindle books to download. Because I do have quite a lot of novels that you just end up taking so much room up. Unless you have the storage space for them, they can be quite overwhelming to keep sort of collecting. So a Kindle is great. You can fit it in your handbag as well. And yeah, really enjoying doing some reading just to try and make me switch off and relax, because I find that I really have a hard time doing nothing. I find that if I sew too late in the evening, my mind gets so busy that I have trouble sleeping, so I have to switch off and relax. And I think the book reading novels really helps for that too. Have any novels that you'd like to suggest, please mention them in the comments below, because I'd love to hear what you're all reading. If there any authors that you're enjoying their books as well, I'd love to hear what they are. And yeah, I've also got another author which I love her books. That is Colleen Hoover. She's a US writer, and it's mainly sort of romance novels, but really interesting way of writing. Her writing tends to draw me in from the first page, and I'm one of those people, if I'm reading and it hasn't drawn me in from page 3 or 4, I tend to sort of switch off and find it really hard. So I love a book that can sort of suck me in from the word go. I really find that I need that type of novel. So yeah, please fire away, tell me all of your suggestions. I'd love to hear what you're all reading at the moment. What are we watching at the moment? I don't really watch a lot of TV, and I find that I struggle to watch a lot of movies. I love watching YouTube. I love short episodes, but I don't mind Netflix series if I can watch them in my own time. I started watching Bridgerton last night, and I found that was really, really interesting from the first episode. I'm really keen to watch more of that. Another favourite Netflix series that I love is called Somebody Feed Phil, and Phil is Phil Rosenthal from the US. He's actually a television producer, and he produced Everybody Loves Raymond, I think quite a few other films and movies as well. But it is just about his travels around the world, and he basically goes everywhere around the world and really gets into the culture and eating the food with the people that live there. And at the end of the episode, he Skypes his father and his wife who were in the US. And I think it's just, he's a lovely, warm person. But yeah, it's really interesting to see and watch what he eats and how he enjoys the food and the people. Really gets to know them as well. So that series has got me really honed in on it. I've watched all the episodes for the past 3 series now as well. So highly recommend Somebody Feed Phil. So let me know what you're watching as well. If you've got any great suggestions for Netflix series or YouTube channels, I love to hear about that too, because it's sometimes just nice. I think it can, with having everything accessible to us now, it really makes me overwhelmed sometimes to know what to choose and what to watch, what to read. I love to hear suggestions on what is keeping everybody else busy at the moment. In this strange old times we're living in. I know a lot of you guys are still in lockdown, and you may also be finding this information great as well. You can also be inspired to go ahead and watch somebody on the internet or a show, a Netflix series that can keep you company too. Now, there's quite a few things I've got on the go for sewing. I'm going to keep them secret till I finish them, and bring a few more episodes out next week for you to see what's been keeping me busy in the sewing department. I've got a couple of new fabrics that are on their way as well, so I'll be really keen to show you those as soon as they arrive too. That was Friday Sews. Hope you enjoyed that today. Go ahead and look at all the other hashtags for Friday Sews on YouTube. I'm sure there'll be plenty to keep you company there. So take care, happy sewing, and we'll see you soon. Bye for now.